Alright guys, welcome back to round number 3 of the Good Games Greensborough Set Champs. I do have Fabian again on stream. We are just streaming Table 1 for this tournament. And he's currently 2-0, as is Nathan, so going to be streaming him again here. Definitely a big tournament here, so going to have a few players here on 2-0 at the moment, but if you're able to stay, I believe 3-0-2 will be a very good spot to stay in, but I believe this tournament in top 8 it is going to be seed deciding who goes first, so definitely an incentive to play out some of your later round tournaments here, or later round games. So I believe Nathan will be going first in this one. Can't quite remember what he's playing. Looks like it is going to be an amethyst deck of sorts. Possibly another ruby amethyst. So looks like we're going to see a develop your brain from Fabian. Now this ruby amethyst deck normally had a pretty good matchup into ruby sapphire, but I think the inclusion of lucky dime and more be prepared rather than the Sisu is definitely going to make that matchup a bit more difficult here. So I believe we do see the Tremaine there. So we do see the turn 2 ramp here from Fabian, definitely what you want to see. Looks like he's got a hideaway there, so can be quite useful in this matchup, but probably not early on. Just going to see that Brawl be inked. We know a lot of these Ruby Amethyst decks not playing Genies anymore, so Brawl's definitely not as powerful as they once were. Might just be a hard cast of a friend, so not the position you want to be in. Definitely much prefer playing a character down on turn 3, something like a Sisu, but imagine we're going to see something like this Grammatala come down. Alrighty, another quest here for the Diablo. Going to see that 4-cost rabbit coming down, start drawing some more cards. Alrighty, now again we see Fabian. The turn 4, I believe, Maui Half Shark. Or turn 5 possibly. Definitely a good play now, sort of putting the pressure on Nathan's board whether he quests or not. Is thinking about playing the snake, so probably just going to use the rabbit first. And now play the snake, start drawing some more cards. I think that's definitely the way in this matchup, draw into some of those removal options. Can't quite play the Tremaine this turn, but after inking next turn we'll have that option. Probably going to want to keep all these characters not exerted. Maybe even playing that Friends this turn. I don't think there's much else to be playing, so probably just going to play that, draw some cards. I think that's the power of the Ruby Amethyst against Ruby Sapphire, just having a lot more draw options. Fabian's sort of relying on that Flavisham, which I believe will come down now. Oh no, just another Tala. And I believe the Ruby Amethyst could just sometimes outdraw them a little bit. So Fabian, fortunately getting that other character down, that Tremaine will not be able to remove that Maui next turn, as Fabian's probably going to be choosing the Grammatala to be removed. Is going to get the lore off how far I'll go. So it looks like the Maleficent Dragon was chosen. I think the removal in this matchup is very important, so needing to prioritize that over the Shark. Could even see this Medusa come down to remove the Tala, and then next turn possibly looking at going into either a Tremaine or possibly even a Be Prepared if Fabian goes wide enough. Currently at 8, so 1 ink will mean he can play the Maleficent. I think Fabian probably just wants to play another small character here, so that he can't be hit by the Tremaine, and you know, Nathan having this reasonably wide board probably doesn't want to be playing a Be Prepared if he can help it. Looks like it might be that Flavisham come down. Very nice option here for Fabian. Will prevent the Tremaine from removing the Maui and drawing a few extra cards. We do see the power of this Maui here. He's gained 3 lore already and hasn't even quest. Although I imagine we will see the quest come in here from the Maui, as something like an Elsa and Crab can't be played next turn because that would be 8 ink. Nathan going into a 7 ink turn. And we see finally inking the Hideaway does have the Maui and Flavisham in play, so we'll have the option of banishing that as soon as it comes into play, and then we're just going to see the quest. Now Nathan probably unfortunately going to have to play that Be Prepared this turn, I would imagine. In this matchup you sort of want to get towards the sort of 8-9, so you can start playing the Tremaine and bounce on the same turn, so you keep a hold of your Tremaines and that removal. Does get the draw off the Diablo. See the Porpsicle come down. 6 for another Maui, and be interesting to see if he has another character to go with it. Otherwise might be succumbing to the Tremaine here, but that Tremaine will be able to be banished with the dragon that Fabian has in hand, so unfortunately Nathan not being at that 9 ink turn, but if he does have a snake in hand, could play the Tremaine and bounce it back with the snake, which I don't have to imagine is where you want to be. We do see the Tremaine, but I don't think we see the snake. Maybe something like a Flynn Rider. Now we do know Fabian has the Dragon Maleficent in his hand. Now we see Nathan here does have another Tremaine in hand, I believe, but that might be his last one. Actually, it is just a Medusa, so not going to have any way to remove this dragon here. We're just going to start drawing some more cards with the rabbit. Another 4 to play a goat. We'll get a lore from playing that goat, so 7-6 currently in favour of Nathan. Be interesting to see what Fabian decides to do about this board. Nathan does still have 5 cards in hand. Now we see the die come down here, so this definitely puts Nathan on a bit of a clock. Going to be 8 lore apiece. Now guys, I think for the next set champs, I'm just going to be using my phone with the Lotus app to track the lore, as it is a bit difficult to see here, and it is always nice to be updated when you're watching the stream live, so be sure to tune in next time, it'll be next weekend, to see the new changes we make. Nathan just going a bit wide here with the board, wanting some high questing power. now that Fabian has this dime in play. It's definitely going to be on a bit of a clock. Probably going to see this Tamatoa come down this turn, which will probably get 3 or maybe even 4 after this Porpsicle comes down. That'll push Fabian up to 12. Just going to see the Flavisham start draw some more cards here. Is that another dime in hand? No, just a Vision of the Future. Now I think the concern with playing the Tamatoa instead of these two characters here is that you are susceptible to a Tremaine. Nathan probably only has one left, but you never know, it could be in his hand. See the power here of the Ruby Sapphire, just playing cards like Develop Your Brain, Flavisham, Vision of the Future, being able to really sift through your deck and pick out the cards you need. It's going to be a pass over. Now Nathan currently questing for 4 on the board. We'll put him up to 12. Not quite where you want to be at the moment, but maybe that Elsa coming down will help trade some of these characters, maybe in combination with a Fox. And sorry guys, there we see the camera getting knocked again. It is definitely a regular occurrence throughout the day. But I do try and fix it after my round is finished when possible. Now I do see a board clear for Nathan, so again Tamatoa going to be a risk to play next turn. Not sure how much else is going on for Fabian at this moment, but might just have to go for the Tamatoa. We'll see what he gets off the Porpsicle. We see the big Sisu here, but not going to be banishing anything. Ooh, the Dragon is a nice option here for Fabian, going to be able to take out the Sisu. And then Ink can use the dime to get another 2. So I believe Fabian up to 10 now. Nathan not having anything in hand to remove this Dragon here, other than that Be Prepared. Could be an option, but probably not something you want to be using just to get rid of one character here, so could do something like an Elsa and double trade in, but that doesn't feel too good either. But if you're able to at least banish the Fox, maybe something like an Elsa and Fox bouncing back the Tremaine so you can use that at a later date. It does look like we might see that. He's just going to draw off the brim as well. So might see a Fox and Elsa trade here and then bounce the Medusa back after it quests. He's just going to do the double trade and play the Sisu. A good option as well here, because that will be questing for more than, and you will keep your board presence around. Looks like the Tamatoa is going to be coming down. We'll be using the dime for 5 here. So if Nathan can't remove this next turn, the game will go to Fabian. Looks like that'll be 15 to Fabian. So Nathan, if he's not able to remove this Tamatoa, does have to be prepared. Not ideal, but I think you're just going to have to play it this turn and hope Fabian doesn't have another Tamatoa to win the game. Currently looks like he doesn't. And we're going to see that Be Prepared come in. Fabian already knows it. And if it didn't come in, he would just win the game anyway, so. Going to see that library come in. I don't believe Fabian has a hideaway left. I do see that big Sisu. Going to get 3 to go to 18 here. So Nathan again just going to have to find an answer every turn. And we just see the Pirate's Life in hand for Fabian. Ready for next turn. So Nathan not going to be able to win this turn, so that is going to be game 1 to Fabian. We just see the power of the lucky dime in this matchup here. It's definitely sort of swung it in Ruby Sapphire's favour. On top of the Pirate's Life, slowing down the Ruby Amethyst decks. Now, I believe Nathan went first that game, so might need a bit more of an aggressive start. I think he missed that 2-drop here, so let's see what changes you can make going into game number 2 to see if you can bring this one back. Alrighty, we're getting stuck into game number 2 here. Fabian, again, looking like he's got a lot of high cost characters here. Just going to mulligan all of those back. Does have a Fishbone Quill, so again we'll have some sort of ramp, but not necessarily the one you want. Definitely looking for that Tipo or Sail. And Nathan probably going to be looking for something like that Flynn Rider to try and put on that early lore pressure. However, Fabian having that Maui Half Shark can try and ramp to that quickly to slow him down. We do see that in hand there, as shown to be a very powerful card. And Fabian actually going to be going first here, so probably going to see something like a Broom or Chernobyls come down. Probably the Chernobyls. Yep, that's what we see from Nathan. And Fabian not having a ramp on turn 2. Not as crucial when he's going first, but definitely something you'd like to see. We'll have the Fishbone next turn. We do see the Flynn here, so Fabian, I don't think has a way around this. He does not have a Brawl in hand, so just going to have to go for a Fishbone and let this Flynn trigger for 3. So Nathan going to go up to 4, already sort of slowly running away with this. But the Fishbone being in play here means that Fabian will be able to play that Maui Half Shark next turn and put a stop to this Flynn's lore gain. Nice to see Nathan here questing with both. Sisu Wassa will have a lot of strength, probably not going to have more than 7 at the end. Yep, and again we see the Half Shark come down, so very powerful new card from the Azurite Seas set. And that Fishbone Quill on 3, able that you can play the Shark on turn 5 pretty consistently. Actually, turn 4 even. So Fishbone Quill on 3, going up to 4 ink, and then 5 ink, 6 ink on turn 4, playing the Half Shark. Very quick indeed. So we saw the quest and the banish from the Chernobyls. Just going to pass here, not wanting to give this Shark anything to challenge into in case Fabian were to be able to play an action. And we're just going to see a quest here, so sort of slowing down Nathan's lore gain here, as he doesn't really want to be questing. Fabian having that 1 card in hand, but it is the Flavisham, so going to start drawing a lot of cards here. Now, will be interesting to see what Nathan does here. Maybe just singing Friends, although I'm not sure what he'd be looking for off there, so maybe just would have been better to hard cast it. But there aren't any actions, and it's just actually going to play the Snake to bounce it back, so doesn't mind singing it if he's going to bounce it back and not give anything for these Mauis to challenge into. I'm probably just going to replay this Sisu here, I would imagine. Yep, down comes the Sisu. And pretty straightforward turn here for Fabian. Just going to be playing the Flavisham, draw some cards and see what he gets. Hopefully start drawing into some more actions. We do see the Sail the Azurite Sea, so going to play that and get 2 lore, because there are 2 Mauis in play. And then just going to be a double quest, go up to 5, so and then we just see the Tipo come down as well, play around that Tremaine a little bit here. As Nathan is going into his turn number 6 and does have that Tremaine, but doesn't have the Medusa, which would be another good option. So probably just going to be a brawl into the Flavisham here. And then I imagine, yep, so here will be the brawl into the Flavisham. Just slowing down that draw a little bit. And then for 3, just gonna be a pass over here. So still not questing. We don't want to give these males anything to trade into and get back some important actions. So just going to play Pirate's Life, so we'll get 4 lore here, so 2 for the Maui's, 2 for the Pirate's Life, and Nathan will lose 2, so they've been sort of running away here. We see the power of these double sharks if they don't get dealt with, but it is going into Be Prepared turn, so I imagine we're going to see a quest here for 4 and a Be Prepared. So Nathan finally able to deal with the board. Fabian does only have 1 card in hand. After that draw does have another, so probably going to play the Vision here and see what he can draw into. Maybe something like a Flavisham, start drawing some more cards. We see that dime go to the bottom there. I believe he's only playing 1, so definitely going to make this match a bit more difficult now. Another Vision. Probably just looking for some more removal options. Possibly even another shark. Grammatala, hopefully drawing into that Flavisham soon to start drawing some more cards, but Nathan here, something like a Medusa would be a good option. Just keep that board clear and create more of a presence. Definitely don't like to see the Tremaine here. Does have a snake to bounce it back next turn, but if Fabian is able to remove it, that is one less option that Nathan will have later in the game. So it looks like Fabian's not going to be able to remove it, so sort of bailed out here a little bit for Nathan, but we'd definitely like to see some more draw cards. I think something like a rabbit. Gonna quest, and I imagine he's just going to bounce it. Yep. And he's just going to play it back down again, so Fabian again looking for some sort of removal here, but doesn't quite have anything at the moment. Currently 12 to 11, I believe. Just going to see that Tamatol come down, start getting some more items back and drawing cards. Looking for some more removal options. We are going to see another Porpsicle. Now, as we said last game, this Sisu, normally quite a good card, but without any ice blocks, going to make it quite difficult to remove these characters that have 3 strength on Nathan's side. We are just going to see that Be Prepared after a quest for 3 going up to 14. So itching closer to 20, so Fabian probably want to find Pirate's Life pretty soon. And now we see the Sisu finally getting some value. Fabian being sure not to overextend too much, but without any cards in hand, Nathan is going to find it difficult to come back into this game unless he can draw something like a rabbit. Fabian drawing into the dragon. Playing that will sort of put Nathan on a clock. Currently questing for 5 and is on 15. If Nathan doesn't draw anything here to remove the board, it's going to be game over and just quest for 15 for Fabian, and that is the game going again 2-0, so very likely that he's going to stay on table 1 here going into the next round. Again, didn't even need the lucky die in that game, but unfortunately Nathan just not having too much draw in the form of those rabbits. I think they're quite a crucial part in this matchup. So congratulations to Fabian. That is our round 3. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the games. If you are, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Always love to hear your thoughts. And we will see you in the round 4 video.